Put it on one.
It's People to People, the People podcast of the DMV. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we and God we trust. Sir Rod and Lady Z, PTP. Positive thinking people, PTP. Positive thinking people, PTP. Positive thinking people. Every Monday night, every Wednesday night, every Friday night, Friday, Monday, Wednesday night, every Wednesday, Friday night, Monday night, Wednesday night.
Hey, good evening. Welcome. It's Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Let's Talk About It Wednesday. Here we go. It's September 27th, 2023. We got a whole lot of things that we could talk about. I got some guests that's to be coming in a guest coming in shortly. Very unique doctor who is going to be talking about our health, the health in our mouth, the teeth, the what you call it, the oral health. That's going to be very positive and powerful. Of course, when you a doctor, man, you be on call and doing all these things. So I'm going to chat with you a little bit. She's going to be coming in shortly. But I just want to reach out and just tell everybody, let's be very conscious of where we are today and how we're going about dealing with one another and not take things for granted. It was a message I got that I felt that was sent to me by God, but it was through my cell phone. I'm sitting there and I was beating myself up about some things, and I realized something as we move forward. We be looking for people to give us praise. We be looking for people to support us in everything that we do, and we want to see instant gratitude. We want to see success. Not all the time is it going to be like that, and when you elevate, it's going to be those times that you're going to realize that, things will be changing. Your friends change, your support system change, all these things. And as I'm moving forward with the platform, and we are moving forward in a very positive way, that shortly we're just going to be seeing things elevate to a level where we're going to be really literally broadcasting to a magnitude of individuals, and it's a chemistry to that, and I'm learning it. But at the same time, I want to send this message out to many people who may be looking for support from family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers, or whatever. Stay focused on the journey. Stay focused on your journey, and don't worry about what's going on around you. Look forward and stay grounded in the area where you're going to be able to really focus on what's going on with you. And that's so important. So a lot of us, including myself, many times I'd be worried about how many people called in, how many people commented, how many people hit the post. And I'll be looking, I'll be seeing people got 1 million, 1,000, 13,000, 500, 200, 300. And sometimes I'm not in those figures like that. And it used to bother me. And I remember one time I even had the highest number I had was 2,100 people viewing at one time. I was up in thousands at one time, 500, 600, 700. And as we were moving forward, I realized as we elevate, things change. And I'm not going to really talk about that too much, but they do change. And so as we move forward and we elevate, you got to elevate in different categories. So those are the things I'm learning to do. but I want the message to come to you and make it very clear to yourself. Stay focused on your journey and what your purpose is, and don't let nobody take you away from it. And when it's your time, it's going to be your time. I listen to many individuals, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, um, different celebrity friends that I have, and I listen to their struggle, how they went through things, being homeless. Some of them been molested, some of them been robbed, cheated, or whatever. But they have a tendency to keep moving forward. And when God says it's your time, it shall be your time. So I'm hoping that you get that. Y'all, excuse me for a minute. So I'm excited about what's going on. My guest should be here shortly. This is the People Podcast. This is the People Podcast. The information that we bring to you is to empower you, to help you learn more about what's going on in your life, learn about your health, learn about eating, learn about sleeping, everything, any and everything that's going to be positive in your tomorrows, in your today, in the moment. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. That's what this podcast is about. I want to do a shout out to the young ladies who I had on, the Ladies of Comedy. They was on the other day, Monday. Two sweethearts, man. They got something that's coming up. And I just thought about something that I put in my back pocket that I need to share with you while I got this opportunity also. So what I do is I find out when people doing some stuff, and I like to make sure that I show support and love. Okay, so we got a 1970 dance party coming up. It's the Dominique Shepherd Scholarship Foundation. Okay, and uh, um, music by the DJ Dark and Lovely is October 28th. At 6 o'clock, it's going to be from 6 to 9, Belly's Crossroad Community Center, 5920 Seminary. Oh no, Summers Lane. Let me take my glasses off. I bet. Okay, so that's Belly's Crossroad Community Center, 5920 Summers Lane, Falls Church, Virginia, 22041. No payments will be accepted at the door. So that means that you you need to purchase your tickets to be able to get in. It's $25 per person. Cash App. The Cash App to get your tickets is the $ capital D, capital S, capital S, capital F, the number 1. Okay, and you need to do this by August 19th in order to be able to participate in this beautiful affair. And this is for a cause. It's a fundraiser. And let me see. You want to contact Crystal Shepherd at 301-717-0072. Donnie Hills, 703-309-3998. And Canella Hill, Sweet Pea, 703-401-3619. So this is for a good cause. And so you definitely want to do this. This is a 70 dance party. Again, the music by DJ Dark and Lovely, October 28th, 2023, 6 p.m. to 9, Belly's Crossroad Community Center, 5920 Summers Lane, Falls Church, Virginia. I'm going to be there. I'm going to do my best to be there. And I'm excited. And what we got to do is when we're doing these things, it's a celebration. It's a celebration. We can celebrate by supporting these events because it's all in a good standing for different things. And this foundation here is a scholarship foundation. So I know these individuals personally, so I'm excited to support them and to be behind them with this. So again, if you have any more questions about it, get in touch with Crystal Shepherd at 301-717-0072. Okay. and she'll be able to inform you on what's going on and how to participate. And so I will probably bring that back up. And this is powerful. That's my. Let me see. I needed that. I needed that tea to come in. Mm. Okay, and y'all just stand by because my guests. I know that they are. She said she had some clients she had to deal with, and that she will be here shortly. The other thing, again, I want to just reiterate: don't take life for granted. Don't assume that you have tomorrow guaranteed to you. So it's so much and so many things that would take place, and you know, um, it's just really important. Y'all know how we do, so I'm going to just have my guest come on. She's here, and we're gonna have her come on and join me, and we're gonna get her squared away real quick. How you doing? How's everything?
Hello, I'm doing great. Good to
Yes,
see
y'all.
you.
So I'm going to help her do some adjustments, and y'all just bear with me. Look, I'm gonna take my coat off because she saw that I put my jacket on trying to be all fancy and everything. And let me help you out. I'm just gonna slide.
If I'd
this
known,
up.
I would have brought my white coat in.
Yeah. Well, we all good.
Yeah,
We
good.
good. We good. I'm so happy to see you.
Me too. I'm
Again.
excited. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my guest. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name wrong, so please pronounce your name properly.
My name is Uzma Ansari. You can't mess it up because it sounds like I'm sorry.
Uzma.
Uzma, yes.
So this is Dr. Uzma. What I would like you to do is just kind of tell a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
And you can tell them how we met as well.
Absolutely. I am I have been doing dentistry for 25 years. I grew up here in the States. I came as a very young girl, 3 years old, traveled throughout the United States. My dad moved around. He was an engineer. I did dentistry from Birmingham, Alabama. That's where I went to college, and that's where I went to dental school. And after graduating from dental school in Birmingham, fell in madly in love with my husband, moved to Houston, Texas. I worked in a corporation in Houston. I grew in the corporation. I became like a director of the location that I was at in Houston. And then I left the corporation for the military. I got to join the United States Air Force. Both my husband and I joined in the Air Force. I traveled to Keesler Air Force Base and then Andrews Air Force Base. I was involved with Operation Enduring Freedom. It was deployed during that time, and so was my husband. But I got to do dentistry in the military. That was my predominant role. But in the military, I furthered my skills. I was honored to be an extra resident. I learned surgeries. I learned pediatrics when I was in the military. I developed a passion for education, like further education than dental school. And then I left the military, both my husband and I did, to join a practice in Virginia Beach, where I met my partners. So we were doctors that worked together, Dr. Barakat and Dr. Barada. We were in the same office. We worked together for 10 years. And then over time, moved here to Northern Virginia and then partnered together after having our own practices for 10 years. So did the thing together in Virginia Beach for 10 years, came here, worked in our own practices, independent of each other, but then since 2019 joined together in 2019. And then the way that we met was one of the fun things about being together is we get to collaborate a lot on things together. We all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. So we work from our strengths. One of the strengths is like mentorship or training other doctors or training team members, creating this community of camaraderie, bettering ourselves so that we can better the type of care that we provide to our patients. We come here to the intelligence office to have our meetings, whether it be with the hygienists or the dental assistants or the doctors. But it's this hunger or desire to just constantly be doing better. So that's how we met. We saw that you were doing something here, and we had our free dental day, I think, coming up that week. Vicky is our HR person. She talked with you, and she's, I think, on her way too. So that's how we connected, and love some of the things that you're doing for the community. You're reaching out to the community, educating. That's somewhat of my passion too. So I think that we just
we just kind of we just kind of clicked. And,
we just clicked.
And honestly, it was really exciting that what happened when I found out that you were doing the free service on that Saturday. I got real excited. I wish I had the opportunity to come as well. I had some previous commitments, but I just thought that was just fantastic that you were doing this service and was going to be able to give this opportunity to the community. Hey, Zena, can you address that real quick for me? So, anyway, I'm just again excited to have you in the studio to talk about what's going on. And y'all already know how we do here. We have everything happen from probably we spill a cup or whatever the case may be, but we keep it real. I'm talking to the doctor. Pronounce it again.
Dr. Uzma Ansari.
Uzma.
Ansari is easy. You can just refer to me as Dr. Ansari.
Ansari.
And that sounds like I'm sorry, so that's easy.
Okay, there you go. So, Doctor, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So, again, I thought was really, really powerful, and that was when y'all did the community day thing. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we've been doing the free dentistry day for, as long as I can remember, for the last 10 years. At first, we were doing it once a year. It was one of us friends that would host it in their house or their office. And then the other friends that we would just go support the doctor in terms of doing the dentistry, the assistants, the team. But when we came together as an organization, we've been doing it twice a year. So we do one in Mount Vernon area with one of our partners there to provide access there. And then we do one in Vienna, which we think is very central to everyone. It's a day of free dentistry. We do cleanings, we do fillings, we do extractions. I think the big thing is, a tooth that's been bothering you and getting it pulled. It's a free service that we offer to patients that just walk in. It's a really fun day. The whole team enjoys it. Everyone gets involved, whether it be the assistants or the hygienists. We have they just volunteer their time openly and freely for whatever shift works with their schedule.
I just, when you told me that, I was something I never really heard many doctors or dentists do that. And I just thought that was really, really unusual. But very kind. Yeah. And so I was excited. I just know that it was probably so many people that was blessed that day.
Yes, 119 patients were seen, I believe.
Yeah.
We had to, we worked from, the line started at 5:00 in the morning. And we worked till, it started raining that day. So I think we ended at 3 or 4. Because of the rain.
Yeah, because one of my associates, he was telling me, he said, man, it had to be about 100 people or so. And he was really intrigued about it. But overall, just what you're doing is amazing. And that's what this is all about. That's what the podcast is about, is to get information out. So we were talking a little bit, and some of the things that I think that in different communities, we have a lot of people that don't understand the importance of the oral health. Can you give me a little bit of information on that?
It's I often say that the mouth is the gateway to the rest of your body. Teeth, your gums, your dental health is so super important for the rest of your well-being. Periodontal disease is linked to heart disease. Diabetes is impacted by it. When you have an abscess or infection, it will definitely throw off your sugar levels. So you can keep on adjusting medication, but you might have a low-grade infection that is causing your sugar levels to be off. So, keeping your mouth and your teeth healthy, and being free of infection is so powerful for the rest of your body.
Mm-hmm.
There are many physicians that ask for a dental clearance before you get surgeries, like, for example, a knee replacement or a hip replacement. Patients will sometimes have to come to the office and be checked out and be free of infection. Because if you have an infection in the mouth, they put some rods and screws inside the rest of your body. The bacteria could flow and cause you to have that surgery again. You could have complications.
I remember many years ago in Old Town Alexandria, I had a very dear friend who worked at a dentist office.
Mm-hmm.
And I came in one day. I had a toothache that, I mean, it would have killed a 1,000-pound horse.
Yes.
I mean, I was running down there. I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And when I came in, his name was Dr. Brown. Never forget this gentleman. And when I came in, I guess he must have just felt sorry for me. He took me right in, put me in a chair, and they gave me a shot. And he was like, "We're going to pull it." So he did. But what I realized, I hadn't really been attending to my dental care like I had supposed to. I was a former Marine. And
thank you for your service.
And thank you for yours as well. And so, again, I just realized how important it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of individuals really don't know that, like you say, sometimes, the mouth is what a lot of things go in to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it's probably the only way pretty much everything goes
in. Yeah.
And so it's imperative that you pay close attention to it and how you take care of it. So a lot of individuals out there are not really aware, and they are, but some of them are afraid. One of my daughters happened to be so afraid of dentists, and she still is today. Why?
Sometimes it's an experience that you've had earlier on in maybe childhood, and there's like some parts of it that you remember that, like, sometimes when I have patients that they say that they're fearful of dentistry, it's the memory of maybe a dentist not stopping when they said, "I'm in pain."
Right.
So, I mean, one of the things that I definitely try to do is assure you're definitely in control. The minute your hand goes up, I will definitely stop. There's, so many ways that we can help with the fear. Some fear is not controllable by the patients. I mean, like, sometimes a patient is just like, has some, what is that? PTSD?
Phobia. Oh, yeah.
PTSD, some memory that triggers them, and they just, their heart rate accelerates. And so you need the help of medication to help relax them. Sometimes Xanax or Valium or Halcyon, some oral tablets can be taken to help relax somebody enough. And you could do nitrous gas or laughing gas to help someone relax enough so that the anesthetic works. I think that sometimes is key, because the fear is of being in pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it becomes a cycle, right? You're giving the shots, and because the patient is so anxious, they're releasing hormones from their body that fights the anesthetic. So sometimes it's just better to, just be upfront and honest and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm fearful. I'm not sure I want to do this. I'm scared. I may have had a bad experience." There's ways that we can help overcome that, because some dental treatment is like, sometimes you need it done for your overall health.
Yes. I have a fear of needles. Always have. Even in the Marine Corps, we supposed to be, be able to bite nails,
Yeah.
But yet, you show me a needle, I started to get into a panic. And I remember going to the dentist when I saw them coming up, and they have that like little silver one, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" But one of the things that I really started to realize is everybody's human. So number one, you got certain people with certain ways of going about things, and it's a lot better when the doctor see that you're fearful, and then they help you relax.
Right.
And then you get to a point where you say, okay, we can do this, because that's what it was like with me with the needle.
Mm-hmm.
And once he started talking to me, he was like, okay, Rodney, I'm getting very sticky, but you're only going to feel it for a few seconds.
Yes.
So when he said that, then my mind started to go and say, okay, I can handle this for a few seconds versus, oh, I'm talking about the pain itself. So it was a psychological thing.
Yes.
But it was the doctor, how he talked to me and how he treated me, they started to relax me.
See, that's so key. I feel like, the connectivity, the human part of this. It's like,
Yes.
I don't want to hurt you.
Right.
If I know what are the things that you're fearful of, I know how to overcome that.
Yes.
I think one of the things that's super important in dentistry is figuring out that connectivity. Who do you connect with, or who do you feel heard by? Does your dentist and your hygienist hear what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if they do hear what you're saying and they can maneuver around some of these things, they can get you the type of care that you need.
Yes. And that's what, again, we talking in our areas.
Yeah.
So for many individuals out there that when y'all talking about y'all, you need to go see the dentist, you need to take the time to go and talk to the dentist and tell them your fears. Tell them some of the things that you're concerned about so that they can let you know, because the dentists, they're doctors, technically, doctors for the mouth. And they put you in a position they can tell you exactly what you need to do in order for you to move forward and for you to be able to have a beautiful mouth, a beautiful smile in all shapes and fashions. And I know that that's, very important to us all. So, everyone that's watching the program, I want you to pay close attention to Dr. Ansari, because she's going to really give you some information on how this is so important for your health. So, again, I would ask this: what led you to be wanting to be a dentist versus a surgeon? Or
That's a really good question. What led me to being a dentist is that I wanted to help people. Medical was always something that was in my, uh, plans. I don't know if I could handle death. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, thinking back, okay, what if I chose this medication or this medication? Could it? That was something that I was fearful of myself coming across or having a patient that might die. So
right.
I'm very, very particular about medical histories, reviewing medical histories, knowing my patients, knowing limits, teaching limits. And the other thing that I think attracted me to dentistry is the artistry in it.
Mm.
I, since high school, I took arts as an extra subject. I loved the creativity. I would like working with my hands. And I found dentistry to be the perfect blend of helping people, science, medical, and artistry.
Yes.
Transforming someone's smile and giving them the confidence with the way that we do veneers or crowns, or sometimes even all on fours. I mean, there are patients that sometimes come in that have teeth that are broken, decay, abscessed, and we can transform those patients to have a healthy smile that gives them so much confidence. I mean, sometimes you see these patients, they light up.
Yeah.
And that's what's so exciting.
That's it's almost like being reborn.
It is. It is.
Many people, they have problems and they don't want to smile. Coming up, I didn't smile a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't know why. But it was, I did something that wasn't really cool coming up. I don't believe in telling children about fairy tales. And the reason being that we talking about childhood fears and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I remember my mom telling me that it was a tooth fairy.
Yeah.
So one of my teeth came out and I got a Kennedy 50 cent.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, when I was young, Kenny 50 Cent go a long way.
It does.
So when I saw that, I decided to pull another one.
Okay.
So knowing that it just all they had to do was
It was
get,
like a reward, I guess.
yes. So to me, I was like, they're gonna come back anyway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I didn't take it. It did something to me because actually by me doing that, it wasn't really healthy for me.
Yeah.
And so that was part of the problems that I had going forward.
Yeah. Sometimes taking teeth out too early in childhood creates issues with crowding because
Mm-hmm.
the teeth are in a certain position
Mm-hmm.
to allow for a permanent tooth to come in the right place so that the arch is wide enough.
Okay.
So sometimes when teeth are taken out too early, like before their sequence or whatever, due to decay or whatever the case may be, then you lose that like next step because the other tooth has to come right up behind a baby tooth. So then that creates space issues
Mm-hmm.
or crowding issues. And then you may enter into a phase of orthodontics, which, if you had space maintainers, sometimes teeth have to come out, but we'll put a ring and maintain the space so that the other teeth can come out in the proper location with the proper size.
And that's the other thing, like I said, that I think is fascinating, that a lot of times I don't think that people are really aware of how amazing it is. What and I'm a true believer in God, so I got to
Mhm.
bring
Yeah.
God in it. So like he was explaining, one teeth come out, then is actually, if it's done properly and it's done naturally, then the other tooth is going to come right in the same way. I remember looking at some of my kids' teeth, and they came in perfect.
Yes.
And I was like, and that's something that I, as a young child, I didn't experience like that.
Yes.
And so now I got a better understanding what it is. So what I want to say to the public out there is this. Again, this is why it's important for you to understand, to talk to your dentist, tell them your situation, tell them your fears, tell them the things that you have experienced, because right now the doctor just helped me at 63 years old understand why why some of the things happened to me then as a child.
Yes.
And as I got older, I developed some of those fears for the dentist based on, in fact, some of the things that I didn't do to take care of my teeth properly.
Yes.
So again, that's very, very important for us to know as we move forward. And for all those that's out there, you got to know that you got to love yourself, take care of yourself in order for you to be able to help other people. But you want to really be able to feel good when you smile at somebody and feel good about it and put that smile on their face as well, because
Yep.
smiles are contagious.
Smiles are absolutely contagious, and you're absolutely right. Love yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. I mean, that's super important. Loving yourself does really mean to take care of yourself.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling your energy. You're an amazing. I can tell
my
you.
gosh, thank you.
I can tell that you're the type of doctor that a person to come in and they're gonna be like, okay, I know she's gonna take care of me.
Boy, thank you. I appreciate that. I truly love dentistry. I I honestly don't think that I could maybe do anything else. I love everything about dentistry. I love transforming lives. I mean, that's what I think is the reward for me at the end of it. When you give someone a whole different level of confidence to
Yes.
approach life because now they can smile.
Yes.
It's just there's no feeling like that.
And I can say that that's how I am with the podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to know why I do it. It's not because I need to be seen or anything. I enjoy helping people.
Yes.
I've been like that all my life. I still open the door for any lady. Okay, I was brought up to be a gentleman, and that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I love helping people. I remember growing up in the neighborhood, and every time I saw one of my elderly mothers, because where I grew up, everybody was my mom.
Yes.
In the neighborhood, it was just such a pleasure when I did something, and then they said, you're such a good guy, you're such a good young man, and it was real rewarding for me.
Yes.
And so I really came up with that desire to help people. So when I start to look at doctors and people in different fields, you kind of realize we kind of all in that same arena where we like helping somebody and making them feel good
Yes.
about themselves.
I think that is definitely the core. I mean, like I have kids that are in the phase of life where they're trying to choose their professions. And you know, when you talk to the kids and you, if their passion is to help someone, then they will find that path. My daughter's following my footsteps and going into dentistry. She's always had that passion to help. So, I mean, I think I've also had that passion, and you're right, that finds its way.
So okay, you being a dentist, is it like going to when you go to college? Is it? I mean, you really got to understand the body and things of that nature, right?
Yeah. So dentistry is like you've done 4 years of college, and then after 4 years of college dentistry, you have to apply for dental school, which is just like medical school. So it's 4 years of dental school. Nowadays, the admission process has become very difficult. It's the selection process is difficult. You have to stand out in the application process. You have to take, just like in medical school, you have an MCAT. In dental school, you have a DAT, dental aptitude test, because the people that you want to be a dentist are the ones that have the perceptual ability to be able to think in 3D.
Okay, and I don't know why I heard that from somewhere before, but that is something where it's almost using your imagination in
So if you
order for
look at
you.
it, most of us are doing work through a mirror. So you have to be able to see what you're doing and be able to
Flip it in your mind.
flip it in your mind.
That's amazing.
Perceptual ability.
Yes.
So that's one of the criteria that they test for
Okay.
for dentists, that you have the ability to be able to see or have perceptual ability.
Okay, so let's go here. What about individuals who are in financial crises where they feel like, okay, I can't afford to go to the dentist? I mean, what would be some of your suggestions and avenues and for them to follow?
So, if are you talking about patients that absolutely have no dental benefits?
Yes.
No health
Yeah,
insurance,
no health
dental
insurance.
insurance. There are many avenues. Like I mentioned, we have the free dental day. That's to help address like extractions, routine fillings, deep cleanings, or cleanings. We do it twice a year. There are many practices in the area that will do something similar. What services they exactly offer is different.
Mm-hmm.
There are also in this area a free dental clinic, but you have to qualify for it.
Right.
You have to be able to show your income, or the fact that you don't have any benefits. And there is something in Sterling, I believe, Sterling Free Dental Clinic. Many of the dentists volunteer their time there. Some of the hygienists volunteer their time there. So there is a lot of that community give back.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I think that if you have something that is paining you, and you want to go see a dentist, going in for a consultation, or just checking it out. I can't tell you how many times patients will come in, they're like, something is really hurting me. We take x-rays and it's just a traumatic bite. They've been grinding their teeth. It's
Right.
not what they thought it was.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes just having a knowledgeable professional say, you really need a bite guard. You've been going really hard on your teeth. Maybe you have a stressor in your life.
Right.
That is contributing to it. And it's not an abscess. You don't need a root canal. So I think sometimes it's the fear of, oh my gosh, I'm just going to have this tooth pulled.
Right.
But going in for an evaluation and then having the dentist really look at what are the options. Most of the dentists will talk about options. You can either pull it or you can save it.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us will talk about, what is the most financially feasible
Right.
for our patients. I mean, totally get dentistry can be expensive.
Yes. Believe me, I mean, from my experience. I like what you just brought up though. And I just realized every time that I go through the process of interviewing someone, I learn something. And I just want to say this to the viewers as well. One of the things that you got to be important, and it's very important, is this. If you go in and talk to the dentist, then the dentist can give you an idea of what your problem is. Don't assume, like many of us do, that, oh, I got to get this pulled. It's going to cost me 5,000, 2,000, when it may only cost you a couple of hundred.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in there and you build a relationship with your dentist. You got them that they're going to be able to take care of you. And I was told this by another doctor. And this is for the non-believers and believers. Let me tell you, sometimes I say something funny. I told the doctor, I said, I really don't trust doctors. And she says, do you believe in God? I said, yes, I do. She said, well, God made doctors too. God put the dentist there to help you with the teeth,
Exactly.
the doctor to help you with the kidneys, and so forth and so on. And so when we start to understand that what you do with a passion, this is not just a job.
No.
This is something you choose to do. So when you're doing it, you're not doing it say, oh, I want to put that pain on them. You're saying, I want to help you.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
And I think you said something also that was very impactful. Gaining trust is a key. Nowadays in dentistry, there are so many advances in technology, right? I mean, before it used to be, you used to go to the dentist and they'd take these black and white x-rays and then they give you a bill for like thousands of dollars. Nowadays, I think when you go into the dental office, there are iTero scanners, there are photographs, and most of the doctors, or at least in our practice, we approach it from the perspective of, this is what I see. Let's talk about the options. It's not like every tooth needs a crown, every tooth needs an extraction or a root canal. It's like, well, this tooth could, be fixed at this moment with a filling, but maybe in the future you might look at a crown. One of the things that our practices do really well is helping patients figure out their insurance benefits. I think that's a key thing that many people don't know. Everyone assumes dentistry is outside their budget. Even if you don't have insurance, it can be brought within budget. And then you can look at, like, I'll have patients come into my practice that don't have insurance, and we'll address the biggest issue. But then I'll tell patients, these are the resources. You could look at these insurances, or we offer an in-office benefit plan that could help you with a significant discount, almost as much as insurance would give you.
That's good for individuals to know that, again, you going in, it's not so much, it's a dead end road for you, considering the fact that you may not have insurance.
Right.
You don't know if you don't ask.
You don't know if you don't ask. Exactly. And there's so many ways to help.
Yeah. And then the blessing, again, that y'all just did, I thought was like, I started calling some people and telling them, say, look, y'all not going to believe this. They was like, what? I say, they doing free extraction, teeth cleaning. You got to be there. It's between 8 and 4 o'clock, and it's in Vienna. And they said, man, you crazy. I say, dude, I'm telling you. I said, I talked to the doctor. They was telling me this is going to be on the date, which it was on the 9th or something like that.
The 9th of September, yes.
Yeah, right? And so I was telling them that, they was like, man, this is amazing. So then I just started thinking again, and it's things like that that encourage me as well, when I see that we still have some people that care about the welfare of others. So I really, for your whole staff and team that was there, thank you so much.
Oh, we had a blast.
That was just phenomenal.
We had a blast.
So again, now we're looking at where you are right now. If it was someone out there, they want to come see you, where would they come?
So I predominantly practice in Sterling. So my practice name is Lowe's Island Dentistry. It's on Algonquian Parkway. I'm there 4 days a week, roughly speaking. So I'm there majority of the time. I do have an awesome associate that's going to be joining me, Dr. Oscar. She's going to be there on the days that I'm not there. The office is open from Monday to Friday, and we do have flexible hours. So If you're looking for a morning appointment before you go to work, we're there early in the morning at 8 o'clock. And then we even have evening hours because I know that sometimes it's hard for patients to get to the dentist before 5.
Mhm.
So we have hours as late in the evening till 7.
Oh, that's okay.
So
So, and that's here in Vienna.
Sterling.
Sterling.
So
Okay.
I'm in Sterling, but I have partners, Dr. Barada and Dr. Barakat. We have, Vicky, is it 32 practice? 34 practices in the area. All of the partner doctors that are with us have very similar philosophy that I do. They are all into helping the community, give back to the community, provide the exceptional dental service, and that's kind of like what ties us. That brings us to the intelligence office right here where we met.
Right.
Is that we are all like-minded entrepreneurs, providing the same type of exceptional care for our patients. That's what draws us together. That's why we became partners. So 34 practices, Maryland, DC, and Virginia. How many in Virginia, Vicki?
I want to say, excuse me, 20 something.
20 some practices
That's
here.
where most of our
Vienna, Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria, Westover, Richmond, Virginia, exactly. Maryland, DC. So Leesburg, there's 2 practices in Leesburg too. Sterling. So we've got a nice big footprint.
So basically, then it's almost like a club
It is.
of doctors who say, "Hey, we're gonna get together. We're gonna make sure that we connect all the way around, and we'll be able to help people in all the different areas."
Yes.
And that is beautiful. This is again is really kind of like something I'm learning because I used to look at dentists totally different in their own arena,
Yeah.
but yet it's very important. Y'all play a big part in the survival of the upkeep of people's bodies,
Yes.
and that's very, very important for us to understand.
And technology is advancing so quickly. I mean, there are so many technological advances. Like I was just mentioning, gaining trust of patients, right? The photography or the iTero scan. The wellness scan in all of our practices become such a huge component because the patient gets to see their teeth on the screen
Mhm.
and can make choices with the doctor together.
Right.
Like this tooth is leaning so much, and maybe, yeah, you're right. It's not worth putting all that money into keeping it. Maybe taking it out is better, and then I'll get insurance or whatever and look at something more permanent. So that ability to be able to see the same thing we do
Mm-hmm.
is really what creates the connectivity with our patients.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Is it ever a age range that you should give up and say the heck with it?
No. I mean, there are so many technological advances
Mm-hmm.
that even if you feel that, okay, let's take everything out, implants have come such a long way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to live life with dentures that you put in a cup and put on the side and not be able to enjoy life.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I'll say about dentures is that they cover the roof of your mouth. So you lose taste of your food
Mm-hmm.
because there's a piece of plastic that covers your mouth. Nowadays, with the technological advances where you can support a full set of beautiful, gorgeous teeth on just 4 implants is humongous.
So what
You
if
can enjoy your food and taste your food.
So what if individual have because I've heard this and probably experienced it as well. It's where your I guess the bone is not is not as strong.
If
What?
the bone is not strong, there's things that can be done to expand the bone, um, augment the bone with like bone graft.
Mm-hmm.
So there are lots of advances in dentistry. Like I've been practicing for 25 years. I remember when I was in dental school, implants were the new thing. They had just like come out.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're very mainstream. Now there's like implants is a normal process.
That's I tell you, just thinking about it now, and knowing I'm a professional photographer as well.
Ah,
So a lot of times, I'm taking photos on different areas, and I see somebody with a real beautiful smile,
smile.
and I'll be like, man, it just it helps the personality, and it
Mhm.
says a lot about an individual. So I'm now really taking this very very serious after this interview, even more so
I think.
that. To be able to talk to people and tell them as I try to share information to go see the dentist, talk to the dentist.
Mhm.
Excuse me, find someone that you're comfortable with, where they're going to like yourself. I'm telling you, I sat here and you're making me want to make you my dentist.
I would love to see you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I'm like the fear sometimes go away when you have a trust
Yes.
and when you believe a person really want to see the best for you. I remember going to oh man, I'm not even going to give them no shout out, but I can say they're in Forestville. So if anybody to know about them, I'm gonna tell you, it was a bad, 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 bad experience, and it was really sad. But the thing that got me was, at the time, when I was dealing with them, it was like um, I felt that was the only place I could go.
Yeah.
So now listening to you again, y'all have all these practices all over. We have so many individuals. I saw a lot of you here.
Yes.
So I saw the energy. And when I met Miss Vicky, right?
Yes.
She was just exuberating this energy among all of y'all. I was like, man, this is nice. And so again, I want to say to individuals out there that it's important that you talk to the dentist. Go in there, you got a toothache, you need cleaning, anything. Go talk to them and find out. Again, I'm 63 years old, and I'm gonna tell you something. Um, I believe that God intended all of us to live a happy, happy life, all the way to 100. If you go past 100, so be it. But you should be going past 100, still being able to eat some chicken.
Yeah. Amen to that. That's for sure.
Or chew some chewing gum or whatever, you know what I mean? And so knowing that the skills that you have in this day and time, it puts a lot of us at ease and don't have to go in there with that fear. And
Yes.
that's so amazing. And I personally now got a little soft heart for the dentistry now.
Now I'm excited. I welcome you to the practice. I would love to offer something to your listeners, to you, for coming in at one of our practices. Tell me what I can do to help with that.
That's whatever you do. For me, I ain't gonna say publicly, but I really, what I'm just say excited about is that you like what y'all did with the community today.
Community.
I wouldn't ask for no more. I just thought that was phenomenal. Y'all doing that one day is humongous to me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many people, man, took advantage of that situation and said, hey, I was waiting for something like that. That was straight up a blessing.
Yeah.
So, that in itself. But I'm sure that, again, a lot of the viewers that what I want you to do now is give your number, tell them how to get in touch with you, because they'll be able to see this on Roku TV. They can see this on YouTube, LinkedIn. They can go back and look at it over and over again.
Absolutely.
So what I'd like for you to do is tell them how they can find you, or as one of your associates, and be able to go in there and start to make a difference with their smile.
That would be awesome. Like one of the things that I would really like to do is I want to make dentistry affordable, or at least the consultation to come and just chat. I'd love to offer all of your viewers a $69 special where we can take all the x-rays that they need and at least give them some guidance.
Okay.
All the necessary x-rays, the wellness scan, the evaluation, and really help to talk about whatever is holding them back, whether it be fear of dentistry, whatever the case may be, I think that's something tangible. The $69, and at least get some guidance as to, no, everything is okay. You don't
I
need
love that.
anything, or yes, you do need something. Definitely love to offer that to all of your viewers. I can be reached at Lowe's Island Dentistry. The practice is at 20789 Great Falls Plaza. The phone number at the office is 703-444-4441. So please do give us a call. What I can also do is I can probably provide a list of all the practices that are within our network. If that is a better or more convenient area for one of your viewers, that might work also.
Okay, so I'm asking this because, of course, we probably got a few more minutes before we end this interview. How long will this the 69
A dollar special be?
be?
Like at Lowe's Island Dentistry, indefinitely. If somebody says that they've come from you and they heard me on the podcast, I have no problem.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that, because what I want our viewers to understand. So now, take advantage of that opportunity. If you see this next month or the first of the year, call Dr. Ansari. Okay, call her or one of her associates and take advantage of this blessing, because this is something that you can utilize to change your life. There's not many times that we have individuals that have the skills that she has to come out and say, hey, we're going to do this to help you, not so much to say help us. But we always say it's not just about you, it's not just about me, but it's all about us. And that's what I get from the conversation with you and sitting down with you. I just think that you're an amazing lady.
Thank you so much, Rodney. I really enjoyed being here today.
Yeah. And this is not your last time. So what we really would like to do is probably we can get another time where we probably have a couple of doctors come with you.
Absolutely.
And that way then y'all, what happens is then y'all can kind of piggyback off of things that's going to really be important for individuals to know.
I would love that.
Yeah, so we're going to make that happen. So you got the final word. You got the final word to talk to them and tell them whatever you want to talk about, how to get back to you, what you're going to offer. Remember the $69. All you got to do is say PTP. Hey,
PTP. I got you.
And you can go and see Dr. Ansari and get a smile.
Absolutely.
So tell them again how the number.
The number is 703-444-4441.
And so if they can't get to your location, what would they do?
What we can probably do is provide a list of the locations so that you can have that on your website.
Yes. So what I would like for you to do is, somehow or another, maybe you can get Vicky to get the information to me.
Yes.
And I'm going to consistently talk about this, throughout the programs. I'm going to constantly let them know. I'm going to have the address. We're working on some areas to move forward to be able to continue to share information and help people. So knowing that this is not your last time.
No, absolutely.
So when you come back again, we can be able to say, or you can be able to say, Rodney, you know what? We had like 50 patients come in and say, yo, we got this information from the program, which would be a blessing for me to know that I blessed you to be able to see her. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it so much. And you're always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the people podcast of the DMV. It's not about you. It's not about me.
It'll be a lot of people that take advantage of that.
Sir Rod and Lady Z. ATP.
Positive people. I like it.
Little magic.
I like it.
Every Monday, every Wednesday night,
So was the traffic bag coming in?
No, I got done a little early.
Friday night, Monday,
$69, y'all.
$69.
Don't let it slip through your fingers. Take that opportunity. You see the number, the address, call. Let them know that you heard the doctor on People to People, the People Podcast.